My name is Felice.
This is Larry.
We are the parents of Milka the Frenchie. No, we actually did not always feed Milka raw. We really wish we did start earlier with it, but unfortunately, when we first got Milka, we just were pretty much clueless. We were just like basically standing in the pet food aisle looking at the ingredient list, not understanding anything. I think not even you understood.
And actually about pet foods, the only thing I could remember was the brands growing up just from the catchy commercial ads. So we're both first-time dog parents, and I can only remember the things from the 90s with the catchy commercial ads and
that it's basically normal to feed kibble, and we kind of knew that there was something like raw, but actually before we got Milka, I had a friend who was studying to become a veterinarian, and of course I called her and I asked her what are the best foods, what should we be looking out for, and what should we do, what should we not do, and actually the first thing that she said pretty much was don't feed raw, don't do this to your dog. It's what did she say? It's a trend. Okay, then I'm not gonna feed it if you tell me, because of course
we trusted her opinion because she was studying to be a veterinarian. So
exactly.
that was pretty much a done deal. Raw was okay. We're not doing it.
So then back then we didn't know better, but now of course we know that veterinarians are not really, most of them anyway, not all of them, but most of them are not really taught about nutrition the way we might think, and at the end they're health professionals, not nutritionists. So and the little of education that they do get about nutrition, most of it is sponsored by the kibble companies.
Well, after we moved to Dubai, we had to change Milka's food, and because the food was no longer available here. Plus, she was no longer a puppy, so we had to change the life stage. So we just had to change it. When we changed the food, she began to have like digestive issues. She was throwing up. She had a few hot spots on her face. She had red bumps on her chest. So we said, okay, we're gonna change the food again. We spoke with friends. They told us, look, you should really look into raw. You won't have these issues. And plus it's species appropriate, and it's just overall better. But the cost of raw is really expensive. I don't think we can afford it, because it was so much more expensive to feed raw than it was to feed kibble. So we said, look, let's just go with a more premium kibble. And maybe these issues, we won't have it again. And plus, we're thinking about what our veterinarian friend said, like we shouldn't be feeding raw. So we said, okay, let's give it another shot with just a more expensive kibble. Milka still had digestive issues. This time, in just 1 week, she threw up 4 nights in a row. And that's when we said, okay, we need to go to the veterinarian again. The veterinarian actually told us the food should be good, you shouldn't be having any problems. I'll give you some medication to give Milka. And we said, oh, medication, like why? Like that doesn't really solve the issue. Medication is only treating it. It's not preventing any issues. So this is when we said, okay, let's give raw a try. We put Milka on a pre-made raw, and the changes were just phenomenal. I mean, she no longer had the red bumps on her chest. That just went away. Her fur was shinier, softer. Her fur was shinier and softer. She was no longer throwing up. Her physical appearance just changed. She just began to look way more fit. Her breathing was better. and just all of that in just 2 weeks.
And she wasn't really like a really unhealthy friend.
Yeah, exactly. So to us before she was normal, so we didn't even notice that like she was actually, I don't want to say unhealthy, but she wasn't exactly fit either. That's pretty much how we got into raw feeding, and then we eventually we joined some Facebook raw feeding groups. And when we did that, we found so many success stories from people that switched from kibble to raw. And then we eventually joined the raw nutrition course to further our education and to prepare Milka's meals ourselves.
So we're taking you to the supermarket to show you what you can do to feed your dog better. New Zealand beef now. This beef is low fat and grass fed, and it's better than the grain fed and the high fat. The more fat the meat has, the less nutrients are in the meat. So it's always best, no matter where your meat is from, no matter if it's grass fed or grain fed, it's always best to use low fat meat because it just has much more nutrients and it's easier to balance.
So right now we just picked up New Zealand's topside beef. It's 34 dirhams per kilo. And right now we are making a recipe that will last Milka 4 days worth of food. It'll be 4 days worth of food.
So we just want to let you know that raw feeding is really just as expensive as you want it to be. You can go the expensive route and the premium route, and you can buy all the grass-fed, all the organic meat and organic vegetables. Or if you just feel like, obviously, maybe it's not what you want, so you can go a bit cheaper and buy the cheaper cuts of meat and the regular vegetables that you would eat for yourself. So it's really what you make out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah? So we just cleaned the whole kitchen. We put all the stuff away that was there, so we make some space. And yeah, now we're gonna start prepping here. So then we just have to put on the grinder and put everything through. Yeah, so usually we would prefer to use fresh sardines, but this recipe, it says to use canned, so we're using canned sardines right now.
This is personally my favorite part of the entire process is grinding the meat. Actually, there's a lot of benefits in grinding meat for the dogs. The reason being is dogs, again, I think we said it earlier, feeding whole bones is can be much more hazardous. So it requires you to really watch over them. You still need to watch over them, even with the grinded meat. But when you feed whole parts, you really have to watch and make sure they don't choke on any of the food.
We just, like, you don't have to grind the food. You can give it as chunks as well. It's not necessary to grind the food, but we prefer to grind the food just because we feel that it's a bit safer for Milka.
Even the best part of this, since we're using all human grade ingredients, you can even eat this yourself. So everything here is 100% human grade, and it smells really good right now. The vegetable mix, and yeah, you can definitely eat that if you really wanted to. So sometimes I'll reach in the freezer and then I'll grab the beef, and it actually is ready for Milka, but I can throw it on the stove if I really wanted to.
So today we're making Karen Becker's recipe. Actually in the recipe it says that to use half an eggshell, or we're doing actually double the amount, so 1 eggshell would be. but we prefer to use actual bones. So we're using chicken feet today because they're mostly made of bone. So yeah, no eggshell, but real bone. The eggshell is because of the calcium, so now we're using bone for the calcium. So. 2 eggs.
Organic.
We use organic eggs, yeah.
The reason we use organic is because organic eggs will contain more vitamins. These are actually free range, so they're getting the sunlight, so the vitamin D and much more nutrients.
Then here we have some kelp and some grounded ginger. So actually the recipe from Karen Becker's, it contains 4 teaspoons of hemp seed oil, but we cannot get this over here. So in Steve Brown's book it says that hemp seed oil can be substituted with walnut oil, so that's what we're doing now. So yeah, we're using 4 teaspoons of walnut oil. So now we're mixing all of this, so it's gonna be nice and nutritious everywhere. Smells good, Milka, right? Yeah, it smells good. We don't eat this actually.
And we put it on a gourmet plate. Now, Milka usually has to do a trick for this, so she doesn't just get food right away. Milka, sit. Good girl. Now give me 5. Give me 5. Good girl. Dance. Milka, dance. Good girl. Good girl. And now dinner is now served. And Milka, please enjoy your meal.
Good girl.
Alright, so guys, thank you for watching. We are very passionate raw feeders, and just a little statistic that we want to share with you so you know. 1 in 2 dogs are diagnosed with cancer. 47% of dogs are dying from cancer. This is according to the Veterinary Cancer Society. We don't want to scare you with these statistics. We just want you to be aware that the high carbs and kibble can be the reason why 1 in 2 dogs are suffering from cancer. Now, cancer doesn't only come from one source. It can come because of poor nutrition, because of over-vaccination, genetics, hormones, stress, chemicals, the toxins that we use in and outside of our homes. From all of these factors, we have the power to control the toxins that we use in our home. We have the power to control what we put in our dogs' bodies, or in even our pets, cats, dogs. It doesn't matter. We have the power to control the nutrition that we feed them. So yeah, we just want you to be aware that there are options out there, whether it's pre-made or you do it yourself. There's so many options to make it more affordable, whether you're mixing it with the kibble or anything, just to give them a better chance and not just give them 100% processed diet. We want you to know that there are options out there for you, and we hope you enjoyed watching us.
Yeah, we also hope that we could inspire you to make some changes in your dog's food. It doesn't have to be a dramatic change like going from full kibble to full raw, but just, you know, start adding here and there, start adding a little bit of fresh food to your dog's kibble, and then you go from that, make a couple of days raw a week, and then you slowly transition like that. So,
and you will see a change.
Yeah.
It will be beneficial for you. You will see that you're spending less money in the veterinarian, and you're not making as many frequent trips there, and you're saving money there. So it will work out for you in the end.
Yeah, and your dogs will definitely be happier and healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This feeling